Hello, hello, Jamaal Rashad here, coming to you from Frederick, Maryland. Today I'm with my friend Elizabeth Cromwell of the Frederick County Chamber. She's the CEO, she runs the joint. Elizabeth, say hello.
Hi.
So today we are with episode 22 of the ValorLives interview series. Why do I do what I do? Number one, because there's people who deserve to have their stories told. Number two, because there's people who need to hear successful stories. And number three, to let you know you could go out there with a camera phone and a tripod and a selfie stick and impact your community in a positive way. So, just like always, raw, uncut, no special lighting, no take or one take. And here we go. So, Elizabeth, why do you do what you do?
Well, when you say what I do you mean at work or in life?
Both.
Everything?
Yes.
I do what I do because I'm incredibly fortunate and I love the opportunities around me. I've got a great family. We're blessed to live in a fantastic place. And I'm just doing what feels right to me.
Okay, so when you say blessed to live in a fantastic place, what do you mean by that?
I mean Frederick County. I have done some work. I mean, I've lived all over the country in some beautiful places, but I've done some work more recently with some people in other communities, other parts of the country that are struggling in ways that we are not. And that's what I mean by fortunate. You know, I've got a colleague out in Wisconsin who's struggling to get their high school graduation rate over 39%. We're well over 90%.
Okay.
There are things like that that I think we can't take for granted.
Okay. So, what has been, first of all, how long have you been here at the Chamber, and what has been your proudest moment here at the Chamber?
Oh, wow. So I've been here for about 18 months, and that was after I left my job that I'd been at for 12 years before that. So it was a pretty big leap of faith for me to make to come to take on a completely new career. And my proudest moment, man, I guess I would have to say seeing how the staff has come together to welcome me, to help me understand this industry, and to see us all work as a team, I think has really been a proud moment for me.
Okay. So far, what has been your lowest moment here at the Chamber?
Wow, lowest moments. Well, you know, I think we are a membership-based business, and I think a lot of our revenue is wrapped up in making sure that, you know, even though membership sort of ebbs and flows, we have to make sure that we are not only getting lots of new members, but retaining them and making sure that they find value. And that's stressful to make sure that, you know, every company feels like they're taking advantage of what we have so that they can be more successful in business. So it's a low point when you hear somebody is dropping out of the chamber. You know, we've lost a couple of big members.
Right.
You know, Bechtel for one moved away, and those are really low points. But they're offset by other new companies coming in, and you know, our retention rate is good. So
Good. Okay. So how many employees do you have here?
we have the equivalent of 9 full-time employees,
Okay.
although we have a bunch of folks that are part-time.
How do you create team culture where people are getting along and not killing each other?
I don't know. I hope they are. No, I think probably the most important thing is modeling inclusive behavior from the top, first of all. Not asking people to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself, and making people feel like they're heard. I think I've done my best to share many details about the inner workings of the chamber with the staff, and some of them had never been provided with that kind of information before, and I think that helps build teamwork.
Okay. And I just thought of a random question that I'm going to ask you. It's not on this list of questions, so hopefully this goes well. So, as a woman business leader, what would you say to up-and-coming females who are striving to have a leadership position within their company? The best way for them to attain that, or maybe some advice for a female looking to rise in the ranks in her company and become the leader?
Um, I think in many cases there are organizations actively looking for women to rise into leadership roles, especially if they don't have many women in leadership roles. I think everybody kind of has their own approach, but for me, I have never really been one to kind of segregate myself into too many women's groups or clubs, and I know that is really important for some folks, but for me, I feel like I want to live my life in a completely integrated way with all kinds of other business peers. And aside from when I worked in the professional sports world 20 some years ago, I've never really felt much in the way of sexism. Professional sports, yes, I did. But here in the business community, especially in Frederick, I think it's time. I mean, you look at, we have the first county executive is a woman. We have 2 college presidents who are women. We have the school superintendent's a woman. We have the president of the chamber is a woman. I think we've made incredible strides. So I feel pretty good about that.
Okay. So it sounds like you would tell them to just go for it and just do it.
Just go for it.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Just do it. All
Yeah.
right. So where do you want to be in 5 years?
I want to be sitting at the awards dinner for the Chamber of the Year for the United States. I don't see any reason not to shoot for the top tier.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'm
like
working
that.
on it.
How do you balance work and family time? Because you're a mother of
Yes.
one and you're a wife. So how do you balance that?
I'm going to be totally candid that for the last 18 months, not very well. So I need to find a better balance in my life. This job is very tricky in that way because there are so many evening events.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of early morning events and a lot of evening events. So I'm out probably on average about 4 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard because that's when I think family time really should be. And it has always been for us. So we haven't had a lot of sitting around the dinner table in the past year. On the other hand, my daughter and I, we have a great relationship. She's 15. She still likes me, so that's kind of shocking. But we text a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We ask each other for advice. I started this job the same week she started high school.
Okay.
So we kind of helped ourselves, help get through some freshman moments together. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
No,
I haven't mastered that balance,
Okay.
I have to say.
There you go. That's something you're working on. So
I'm
cool.
working on it.
Do you have something that you do every day where if you do not do it, your day does not feel complete? Like pray, meditate, go to the gym, stretch, yoga, something like that you do every day?
I actually just touched on it. I do not go through the day without trying to have a sit down, really good conversation with my daughter. My husband and I were running in different directions and we talk, occasionally throughout the day, but I feel like she and I are in this point in time, we're never going to get back. And yes, I should be going to the gym every day and doing all those things, but in the limited time I have, even if we just sit down and watch a favorite TV show or something together, I refuse to go through the day without giving her some of my, undivided attention.
Okay, perfect. So in wrapping up, how can people get in contact with you?
You can reach me probably most easily through email, which is ecromwell@frederickchamber.org.
Okay, perfect. So a few more questions. What is one book that you would recommend? I understand you're reading a book, The Power of Habit. No, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah, Charles Duhigg wrote The Power of Habit.
Okay.
He has that was a big bestseller, and he's a writer for the New York Times. He has a new book that's coming out called Smarter, Faster, Better: The Secrets of Being Productive in Life and Business. He is a gentleman. I brought many authors to Frederick through this group, Frederick Reads, that I started a number of years ago. I think he'd be a great author to bring to Frederick. So I'm reading the book right now, just so I know what I'm talking about when I invite him.
So Charles Duhigg, we're coming for you. We're going to
coming
have
for
you
you.
come to Frederick. So that is the end of today's show. Thank you very much. Go out there, show some valor. No weapon formed against you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Thank you very much.